Today's a special episode where we're bringing on John the Bear. I can't say his last name. How do you say your last name?
Gargiulo.
Gargiulo. Is that close?
Yeah, which means hibernation in bear talk.
So we've been planning doing this for a while, but we're going to do a weekly show with John the Bear Gargiulo.
Right.
So now that I've pretty much introduced John the Bear is someone that basically promotes our Phoenix College men's soccer team through various antics. There's one week he actually went to Yavapai and heckled the Yavapai soccer team. He just happened to be in Prescott and happened to see them. We didn't plan it. It's just the way it happened. But anyways, I want to turn over the time to John the Bear. Here you go, John.
All right. Thanks a lot, Coach. I really appreciate you inviting me onto your podcast, giving me the opportunity to sit down with you, talk about some stuff on this upcoming season. How's the team going, the chemistry, as far as the players, things like that. So, let's get started on, let's hit on the first topic. Let's talk about the team that you brought in. I know that you got a lot of incoming freshmen coming in. So tell me about them. How do they look? How's the team chemistry overall?
The team chemistry is pretty good. We're still trying to develop a bond that will hopefully give us a lot of success. But I like these kids. They're good kids. I think they're more disciplined than we've had in the past. And obviously they're talented. Every PC team's been talented for the last 5 years, but the lack of discipline's always been a problem that's always affected us. But it's a good group of kids. I really like them.
And it's kind of funny that you bring that up because I want to hit on that. A couple of years ago, one of your teams, they had really been in position to take the district, and you went down to play at Pima. And I got to be honest with you, I got to bring it up, Coach. There was some stuff that had went on within that game that really hurt you overall moving forward that season to the overall goals that you wanted to achieve. And I think you just hit upon that. And that was the discipline aspect of the team. So, how are we coming? Are we coming along with that? I know you've brought in some other coaches that have really kind of helped you in that conquest of the chemistry and the discipline. Tell me a little bit about that.
So, far as what? Not getting in a brawl? Is that what you're asking?
Well, I'm asking about the brawl itself, and you had, hit upon that as far as the discipline. Now, I know that the talent that you had in prior years was pretty good. I mean, the talent that you brought in, you're stable. It was filled with thoroughbreds. But part of the problem with those thoroughbreds was, like you said, the lack of discipline. So really, that's what I want to hit on.
So when you're dealing with a junior college system, someone like us, like Phoenix College, we go after Division I athletes. And we've just gotten to the point where we need that kind of high-level player to be able to compete because we're playing against teams that are all international. So if we don't get the top athletes in Phoenix, we're going to have a hard time competing. So having said that, if they're playing at Phoenix College, something happened. They have some problems at home, problems with their academics, or there's something wrong that we're trying to fix.
So we all know at this level there has to be a hole in the armor. There's a chink in the armor. So I know that's really what you're talking about. So have you really kind of focused yourself to my motto really is I take the guy that's not as great as a player, that might not have the overall talent of a great player, but work hard and put in 110%. So is that the kind of kids that you're pulling in now? More of not quite the thoroughbred that was once here, but a little less talent, but more structured, disciplined, and more fits in the role of the team atmosphere.
So it'll change year by year. So we're just fortunate enough that we're able to select high-level players that have problems, but there's a variety of problems. We want to take on every kid that's willing to go through the process of becoming disciplined. But we'll get a variety of players from different levels. But getting back to the brawl, it was a unique situation where the officiating was just average, below average, and put both teams at risk, and both sides agreed to that. And there's a lot of antics done before the game, and it didn't help that the crowd jumped on. It didn't help that a fan punched me in the back of the head, and a lot of things didn't have to happen. But I just think the sun, the moon, the stars kind of lined up for that night. But as far as having the team that we have today, we started this process a long time ago. We demand certain things to find out who they are. We train during the off season at 5 a.m. because if they're not willing to get up at 5 a.m. or be here by 5 a.m., so they have to get up at 4, it's not going to happen. Anyways, the situation with the Pima versus Phoenix College game, it was a lot of things had to line up for that to end the way it did, and it was definitely embarrassing. But the kids that we had were put in a situation that they can't control their emotions, and sometimes you can't blame them for what they had to deal with. But no excuses on that. We moved on and moved forward. But we get our kids up early, and it tells us who they are. And the problem is when you get these kids every year, different set, you don't know who they are. But you can find out who they are by getting up early.
No, and I agree with you. And I needed to really touch upon that because, I know that a lot of people out there are really interested, follow Phoenix College soccer. And, I got to be honest with you. The Bear's going to ask the questions. He's not going to pull any punches. He wants to know where the team stands. He wants to know what the success of this team. I've seen the boys that you pulled in. I'm in really, really contact with all of them. And, I think you got a really good group of kids this year. And I think that moving forward, everything should work out for the best. And hopefully we'll be raising those trophies real soon. Next thing I wanted to hit on was, I think I brought it up, your coaching staff. I know you brought in a couple new coaches. How they working out for you? You in line with the overall team philosophy that's going on there?
Well, we're retaining Brian Farling and Paul Allen, our weights coach. Brian Farling's our first assistant, and they're great for the program. But the newest coach we brought on was Carmen Essenal. She was a goalkeeper coach for Glendale Community College, and we retained her for this year, which was a big deal. It's hard to find a good goalkeeper coach and find one that can actually be available. So, and she's a great recruiter, so we're very excited about having Carmen, but that's pretty much the only addition to our program this year.
Nice. And I have met Carmen, and I definitely think she's a strong asset to your coaching staff. Well, of course, the Bear, he's always got to ask the tough questions. And this is probably the toughest one that I'm going to ask you this year, Dave. So where are we looking at? What's the ceiling here this year? I know you've been close the last couple years. Are we pushing over that hill? Are we pushing? Are we getting to where we need to be this year?
I don't know. I have the talent to win the national title, but a lot of things have to play into the circumstances to win a national title, which is being disciplined, showing up, not getting dropped academically, injuries. I mean, if no injuries fall upon us, and academically the kids go to class and they stay disciplined, I think we will win the national title. If those things don't happen, it'll be the same as it's been before. We'll be really good. We'll get to the championship game, and something goofy will happen.
And I kind of see that too. I was talking to you earlier. I really think this is a neat group of kids. I think that psychologically they're focused. I've been talking to a couple of them. I've been talking to a lot of the captains and, second-year players. And I really think they're focused. I got to tell you, Coach, I think that, they have the golden trophy in their sight. And I've often heard you say this many times. Champions are made. They're not born. Would you agree with that?
I don't know. I got to win a national title first, and then we'll let you know.
Okay, well, the Bear. He's always pressing that one. And that's what he believes. Champions are made. So you got a lot of work ahead of you. Because, we got some champions here that I gotta get a champion. I'm looking for a champion, Coach. I got to be honest with you. So all I want to hear is the glass is half full, and we're going to drink it down and celebrate.
Will do.
All right. Well, once again, I really appreciate you letting me come on, ask you some tough questions. Because that's what I do. I ask the tough questions. I really appreciate your honesty and giving me the time to come on and share some time with you, get an idea of what's going to go on for this upcoming season.
Appreciate it. And are we going to go on Friday, win or lose, against Yavapai tomorrow?
Oh, Chavapai? Who? Chavapai? The bear's coming out of hibernation, and he's looking for a little honey.
The podcast you just heard was published with Anchor. Got something you want to say to the creator of this show? Send them a voice message using the Anchor app, free for iOS and Android.